Cornhole Nation, what is up? Trey Ryder, American Cornhole League, ready to bring you another episode of the ACL Throwdown. If you're a new player trying to get involved with the ACL, this week's episode is for you. Stay tuned for that. I also got top ACL player Brandon Corwin, going to talk all about last season and this upcoming season. It's the ACL Throwdown. Yes, top ACL player Brandon Corwin coming on the show with me today. Top 20 player, talks about how his season went last year and how excited he is for this upcoming season. Can't wait for that conversation. But first, our hashtag Trey's Takes. We are talking all about growing the game. This past season was so successful, reaching new audiences via our ESPN broadcasts, and what comes with that is a need for expanding this season and providing an avenue for social players to get involved in the game. So many times we find newer players trying to figure out how they can get involved with the American Cornhole League. And what I tell them, step one is find a director near you running local or regional tournaments. You can use the website iPlayACL.com to find a director near you, or you can message us on Facebook or any on one of our social media outlets, and we'll try to get you involved with a director in your area. Once you connect with them, play once a week. Go to the local blind draws at a restaurant or a bar. Maybe play once a month at a regional, even if it's the social or competitive division. Just start playing no matter where it is. Step number two, learn the technique. You have got to know how to throw a bag like the pros if you want to get better. Learn how to throw that flat bag, learn how to spin it, and start learning the strategies to the game. Once you do that, you become an exponentially better cornhole player. I will say it can get frustrating. You're going to get worse before you get better. But once you learn how to properly throw that bag, you will see an enormous increase in your skill level. So after that, once you've learned the technique, you've played in some regionals, go to a conference event and see how you stack up against some of the best players from your region. And once you do that, you are ready to go to an ACL National. Not only are they filled with the best players in the country playing for high stake cash, they are a ton of fun. There are divisions for all ages and skill levels. I really encourage you, once you feel ready, to get to an ACL National, but I will warn you, you will catch the cornhole bug when you go. You'll come home to all your friends and family. You'll just be telling them how awesome of a time you have and how each and every one of them have got to get to an ACL National later in the season. Once you get there, you are all in with the American Cornhole League, and that's where you want to be. So like I said, start by finding a director near you, play in some local blind draws, and learn the technique, and from there, everything else is just a blast. That's all I got for my hashtag Trey's Takes this week. And now it's time to transition into my conversation with top ACL player Brandon Corwin. He tells me all about last season and how pumped up he is for this upcoming season.
Yes, I got Mr. Brandon Corwin on the show with me this week. Brandon, I really appreciate you coming on. We are having fun this week. We're talking about all different things off season. We're talking about next season. It is a jam-packed episode. But the first thing I got to get to, Brandon, it was a great 2017-2018 season for the American Cornhole League, and we were so excited to have you be a part of that season. How would you rate your success all year long throughout the nationals, the regionals, the conferences, leading all the way up to these 2018 ACL championships?
Man, I tell you what, I had an absolute blast. I did well. I probably could have finished in the top 10. ended up not being able to make the last conference, which cost me a few points. But, man, still singles, I finished 13th overall, which that's pretty dang good out of, I don't know how many people we have as far as the ACL is right now. Probably over 4,000 plus, I would imagine. But, man, super excited. I think I did well. Could have done a little bit better, but I'm okay with it.
Absolutely. You gotta set the goals high so you always have something to shoot for.
Oh, yeah.
And, hey, 13, you said 4,000. It's probably closer to 10,000. So
Okay.
don't sell yourself short there, Mr. Corwin. Don't sell
man.
yourself short. We got a very short off season. It's almost kind of laughable to call it an off season. But I got to ask you, which side are you on? Are you the type of person that you need a month off to sit with the family and do nothing, maybe go on a vacation, or are you like, do you have the bug still? And are you trying to play 2-3 times a week at some local blind draws?
Oh, man, I tell you, I wish I could sit for a month and be okay when I come back, but that's just not the case, man. Yeah, this game is all about repetition and muscle memory. So generally, you take a month off, you're going to come back in bad shape, and you're going to have to practice twice as hard to get to the point to where you were before. So that's really tough to do, So I'm definitely playing still. I have the bug. I'm ready to go, man.
He's like, let's get going on some nationals right now, Trey. I don't want to wait until January. These regionals aren't cutting it.
That's right.
I hear you. So, with that, like I alluded to, we don't have a national until January, but throughout this fall and this summer is really a time where we see a lot of new players coming into the game. These experienced players are getting these newcomers to play at regionals or play at local events, maybe even a conference event before the end of the year. I know you remember what it was like going to your first tournament, but all these new people coming into the sport today, if you had to give them some advice about coming into the ACL, what would you tell them?
Oh man, it's absolutely nerve-wracking. Going to these bigger tournaments. I do remember the first couple that I went to. It almost felt like my arm wouldn't move. You know what I mean? I was kind of shell shocked. So again, practice is everything. Muscle memory, repetition, finding your stroke, the way you throw the bag. Everybody throws a little bit different, so you can try to intimidate or imitate somebody, but overall you want to try to find your stroke, your bag, the way you want to play with it, and then kind of run with it from there. I'll come out in the backyard once or twice, 3 times a week. I'll sit out here for an hour or two, throw 20 bags on the board and just throw them back and forth, whether they're going in a hole or not. It's all focused on that muscle memory and that repetition.
Practice makes perfect. You heard it from a pro himself, Brandon Corwin. Last question for you, man. We got another incredible season coming up. No doubt about that. What are your goals? What are you shooting for this year in comparison to last year?
Man, I'm absolutely super, super stoked, super excited. I've been playing for quite a while, for approximately 12 years now. And, man, it's just the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. The last year, all these ESPNs and stuff like that, man, that's really my ultimate goal, to get up there and be good, play good and show America what I've got. And hopefully that inspires a lot of other people, because I know just from talking with a lot of people, coming back from not the national, but from Cherokee, and these guys are so happy, they're so excited, they want to start playing and this and that. So that's definitely my ultimate goal. Get on there, obviously to win, be number one. And I don't think it's far off, man. I think as long as I stick with my game and make sure I get plenty of reps in, I think it's definitely, it's not far off base. So.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Right on the edge. of greatness. All these players are. Brandon Corwin, not only a great player, but a great individual as well. Thank you for coming on the show with me this week. I'll catch up with you later.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
You heard it from top ACL player himself, Brandon Corwin, newbies. Practice, practice, practice. I hope to see you at an ACL National after you get all that practice in. That's all the time we got this week. A reminder to all of you, if you are interested in the newfound ACL Pro Division, make sure you email info@iPlayCornhole to find more information on that and to apply. Applications for that are going to end November 1st, so make sure you get those in. That date will creep up faster than you think. That's all the time I got this week for the American Cornhole League. This is Trey Ryder, and we'll see you next week.